What's up YouTube? It's your boy Buck and I'm back here with another video. Today what you're going to see is some Crucible gameplay on First Light. And Crucible is the competitive multiplayer in Destiny, and the game mode that was accessible to us during the beta was the same gameplay that we could have during the alpha, which was the control mode. And control is similar to control points, it's similar to domination, those type of game modes where there's 3 points, you got to capture those 3 points, but there's a twist to it. You don't just gain points by having the three areas captured. You have to get kills while you have these areas captured. And if you have 3 points captured and you're getting kills, you will accumulate score at a faster rate than someone who has no points or who only has 1 point. So the main way you should play this game type, in my opinion, is get 2 points and then go out and get kills. But I don't want to talk too much about multiplayer. I want to give you my first impressions of the Destiny beta, and this video is being recorded before the maintenance that will occur on Monday. So anything that happens after the maintenance, don't hold me to it. This is just strictly the first 3 days of the beta prior to the maintenance on the PS4. Um, I'm happy with the Destiny beta. It it's very addicting. It's very fun. There's 5 story missions available, and you start all the way from the beginning at level 1, and you progress all the way to level 8, which is similar to the alpha. And I wish we could go a little bit further because some people are getting weapons and gear that goes beyond that level 8. The requirements are 9 and above, and we're not able to use that. So I hope after the maintenance that they increase the level cap, but we'll see, and I'll make another video about my final impressions of the beta after the maintenance is performed. So like I said, you have 5 story missions, and they're pretty good. I actually enjoy the story missions. They're not overly hard, but they're not, a cakewalk. It is one of those games that kind of holds your hand through. You have a direct path. You can hit your ghost, bring your ghost out, and you can see a waypoint of where you're supposed to go. And I know that's so you don't get lost because Destiny is a huge game. But I like story missions where they don't hold your hand. If you get lost, you have to figure out a way to complete the mission. And those are my type of story modes that I like. But even though Destiny isn't like that, it's still a good story from what I've seen so far. There's one strike available, and that strike is called the Devil's Lair, and it is a cooperative mode where you can have up to 3 players on a fire team, or you can just jump in solo and it'll pair you with 2 other players. They could be already in a fire team, or they could be just 2 random people. And strikes can take anywhere from I completed one as fast as 15 minutes. I was playing with some other friends and we kind of just went right through it, and my first time playing through, and I was a little under geared, and I was with some other guys who were under geared and lower level. It took us about an hour, and we died over and over. So it's very good, and you have to be geared up, and you have to communicate and know the mechanics. And the mechanics aren't overly hard as they are in a traditional PvP or traditional RPG, excuse me. But there's still some mechanics to it, and mainly the mechanics I've seen in the Devil's Lair is you have to spread out. You can't be grouped together, especially when you get to one part of. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but there's one part where there's an enemy where if you stand together, he's gonna shoot a rocket. You're all gonna die. You're all gonna complain, and you got to start over from the last checkpoint. So the key to a lot of the game modes is you got to spread out. And the one strike that we had available, that's evident. You have to spread out, and there's 3 really main battles, and spreading out is the key. That's really the key mechanic. None of the bosses do anything absurd. They all have like a traditional attack, and they all kind of have like a special move. And for players that have played RPGs and MMOs like myself, you kind of understand what you have to do to get the job done. And then finally, you have free roam where you can just hop on your sparrow, ride around. There's little fraction missions that you can pick up and complete them. They're not overly hard, and you can gain Vanguard reputation. and it's fun just to free roam and just kill stuff, or just go and dance or whatever you want to do. Free roaming is it's a lot of fun, and I do that just in my spare time, just to try and get gear to level up weapons and really just to hang out with friends and explore. And free roaming is a lot of fun. I didn't think I would like free roaming from watching other YouTubers play it during the alpha and even before the alpha was released. It looked boring to me, but actually playing it and doing free roam, it's very fun. And the final mode that's available, obviously, is what you're seeing in the gameplay, which is the Crucible, which is the competitive multiplayer. And the Crucible is fun, but to me, I'm a multiplayer guy. Usually, when I get a game, I go through the story mode and I go through it on the hard difficulty and try and get everything I can out of the story, and then I just play multiplayer, and that's all I do. It's multiplayer, multiplayer, multiplayer. But playing this Destiny beta, I don't think I'm going to be playing multiplayer as much as I thought I would going into it. And that's not saying multiplayer is bad, but I like the co-op modes. I like the story mode, and I like the strikes. If I say strikes, well, there's only one strike in the beta, but there's going to be multiple strikes and once the game is launched. And if they're anything like the Devil's Lair, I'm going to want to play those just because it's a challenge, and I found it's the best way to get gear because every multiplayer match you may not get gear at the end, and while you're free roaming, you'll pick up gear, but a lot of it, may be just, common gear, some uncommon gear, but when you do the competitive strike, you're guaranteed to get at least two green quality gears for at least from the Devil's Lair. You get two green quality gears. You pick up engrams and you pick up weapons along the way, and it's a very good way to level. So I really enjoyed the co-op mode on this game, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot of co-op once the game is launched. So I want to talk a little bit about the good and the bad. And these are just my opinions. You may or may not agree, but this is just my opinion. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to start with the bad. In the PvP, it seems like there's a delay in the deaths. I've had it where the gun I have out now is a fusion rifle, and it's similar to a shotgun. You have to charge it up, and once it fires, it does a lot of damage. So if I'm in close proximity of someone, it's a one-shot kill. And I've had it to where I've hit someone with this fusion rifle, and I know they should be dead. I'll die from the person because they're still shooting me, and then like a second later, they'll kill me, or a second later, excuse me, I'll kill them, but I'm already dead on my screen. And there's no other way I've killed that person aside from, from the fusion rifle. So I think that's something that needs to be fixed. Is there's a slight delay when someone is dying, or at least it is on my screen, and I have a pretty good internet connection, so I don't think I'm lagging or lagging behind anyone. So I think that's something that Bungie and Activision need to look into and to tweak that just a little bit. And again, this is a beta, so this is exactly what the beta is for feedback like this. I don't like the unusable gear, and I mentioned it earlier. I have two weapons. I have a fusion rifle and a shotgun. They're both rare gear, so they're blue quality, but I can't equip them until I'm level 10. The beta cap's at level 8 as of now. I don't know if that level cap is going to be increased after the maintenance, but as of now, prior to the maintenance on Sunday, July 20th, I can't equip this gear, but I have it. And so right now it does no use to me. And I have a friend who got a legendary weapon. It's a purple quality weapon, but you have to be level 20 to equip it. He can't equip it during the beta. I mean, he would love to equip it. I'm sure he would, but again, that's gear that's unusable. I know Bungie may want us to be able to see this gear and see what other weapons and gear looks like, but to me, it's like a teaser. It does nothing for us. We can't equip that gear. And I thought the beta would be more than the alpha, and I haven't really seen much more than the alpha. There's supposedly three more multiplayer maps, but I don't see them. Majority of the time, I play on this map here, the First Light. I played on the Venus map a couple times, but I haven't played the other two maps at all. And it seems like I'm always getting into First Light. And I think Bungie needs to tweak their map rotations. If this is how the map rotation is going to be when the game launches, that's unacceptable. I shouldn't play the same map over and over and over again. There should be a veto system or a way to, vote for the map that you want. And I'm not saying, you know, I should be able to have whatever map I want every time, but I shouldn't have to play the same map over and over and over again. And I know that I'm not the only person that feels this way. There's a lot of people that are tired of playing this map. One, because it was in the alpha, and two, because it's the map that we all play in the beta. So really, that needs to be tweaked. And this is a minor issue, and I get why Bungie has this, not being able to trade your gear. I've received the same weapon like 4 times. I have the base model of it. I have the same weapon that has arc damage, one that has solar damage, and one that has void damage, but it's all the same weapon. I don't need the same weapon 4 times. So I would like to be able to trade it to one of my friends, but I can't because you're not allowed to trade weapons. That's something that I think Bungie needs to look at, or the loot table needs to be tweaked. And again, I don't know if this is just how the game is set for the beta, but during the final launch, I don't want to keep getting the same weapons over and over. That's really all the bad, and those aren't major things. So I'm gonna roll into what's good. This game is extremely addicting. I've played it all weekend. I love this game. It's very addicting, and for a beta, it runs very smooth. It runs more smooth than a lot of the games that are on the market now. Let's take the two mainstream shooters. You have Call of Duty and you have Battlefield 4. Those multiplayers, they're glitchy, they're laggy. There's a lot of issues with both of those multiplayers that DICE and Activision are still tweaking. This seems very smooth, and I love that. And this is only a beta. This is what a beta should feel like. It shouldn't feel like you're testing a broken game. It should feel like that publisher has tested it, tweaked it, and then said, okay, we've fixed all the bugs that we found. Now you try to go find some more instead of, okay, we released the game. Oh crap, it's buggy. Let's fix it with patches and DLCs. It doesn't feel like this game is going to be that way. It's very, very smooth. As I said earlier, I love the co-op play, and I've never been a big co-op guy. I've never been a big story guy. I usually play the story once, and that's it. The co-op play to this game was amazing, and the special events and the strikes, again, those fall into the co-op. Those were amazing. I believe this game is a must-have game. So thanks so much for watching the vid. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Both of those are down in the description below. And I'm your man, Buck. Peace.